girl, that baby is big. Oh, or, oh, your baby is really growing great. She's getting really big. All these little things. It sounds cute, but they are planting the seeds from those words because what's every mama scared of? She is scared of pushing out a big baby. She's scared of pushing out a baby at all, especially if it's first baby, because it's a scary concept when you think about what has to happen down there for you to push a baby out. And then they start saying it's going to be bigger. And it just starts to hurt even though it's not even time for it to hurt yet, right? It's just natural response that you start to get afraid and you start to wonder, well, maybe I'm the one that the baby won't fit for. Maybe it's me. Well, let me first tell you that there are only two main reasons that routine ultrasounds are done in the third trimester because third trimester ultrasounds, everyone knows in the medical world that they are highly unreliable. They give lots of false information. So the main two reasons that a third trimester ultrasound is usually scheduled, if there's not an actual problem that they have actually found, which is also very rare, the main two reasons are number one, billing, because if they do that ultrasound, they get to bill for it. So it's about money. And the second one, which might be more important to the provider than the first one, if we really get down to it, they are looking for a reason to induce you and to plant the seeds of induction if they know that maybe you're going to be the ones a little tougher sell. You're going to start planting those seeds of doubt. You may be around maybe 36 weeks or so, and they'll just say something like, yeah, let's just go see a look. Like, you want to see your baby today? Things like that. Let's just take a look. And who doesn't want to see their baby? It gets exciting, right? You really want to see your baby. But this is really where patience and waiting on God's timing comes in. Because if your baby isn't here yet, it's not time to see your baby yet. See, what they do is they look in there, they just get their little look. You get your pictures, you get excited, but they get their ammunition. Maybe they'll measure a baby around 36 weeks, it's maybe 7 or 8 pounds already. And they'll start planting the seeds of doubt that you're probably not going to be able to give birth to this baby naturally. You're not going to be able to do this vaginally. He's big. She's big. And you don't realize it. But these little things they're saying are starting the process of making you doubt that your body can do this. And makes you doubt that your creator knows what he's doing. See, seeds are planted and then they grow. And you are living in a world full of those seeds, these negative seeds that make you doubt yourself and make you doubt your God. And you must actively work to be planting more seeds of truth so that those seeds of truth will choke out the seeds of fear. See, the truth is that your baby will fit when you work with God's design. God designed the baby's head to mold. It changes shape so that it can fit through your birth canal. And he designed your pelvis to move and change shape to allow that baby's head to fit through. So those two things together, you got a big old baby head that's trying to fit through a small area. But then the small area is made to change shape and move around and even get bigger so that the baby can come through when it's able to move. Okay, that's the key, when it's able to move. Because one of the worst things that you can do if you truly believe that you have a big baby, if you truly do have a big baby, one of the worst things you can do is to induce. Because there is a very high likelihood that if your labor hasn't started yet, that baby is actually not in the exact right position yet. It may be head down. It may be good in that respect, but there's a certain way that that baby's head needs to enter into that birth canal. And if it's not in there yet and you start trying to make contractions happen, then it's not going to get in there correctly. Okay. And so then you start actually having real problems about the baby not being able to fit, but it's not because the baby wouldn't have fit. It's not because your pelvis is too small. It's because you started trying to make labor happen before the baby was ready. Additionally, if you're being induced, you're going to be laying in a bed and your movement is no longer going to be natural, even if it's allowed at all. It may not be allowed at all. You may just have to lay there on your back. And when you lay on your back, your pelvic outlet, that birth canal, becomes the smallest that it will ever be when you're laying flat on your back. So you're laying flat on your back, you're getting these medicines put in your IV or put up on your cervix, And you start to make these contractions happen, which then squeeze that baby down who's not in the right position yet. It starts its trip through the birth canal, and before you know it, they'll tell you, this baby's stuck. Or you may hear terms like failure to progress, failure to descend. Both of those terms put the failure on you when really the system failed you. And they wedged a quote, big baby into the wrong position out of fear of it being big when even an 11-pound baby can fit out vaginally when it's properly supported. God, hear me when I say this, God will not put a baby in you that can't come out. I don't care if you're 5 feet tall and you have an 8.5-pound baby. If you have an 8.5-pound baby in you, it's because it'll come out. I don't care if you're 5'8" and you have a 9-pound baby and they've scared you into thinking that that baby's too big. It'll come out if you work with God's design. So stop believing the lies. These are all manipulations to make you fall in line with what they want to do anyway, which is to get you in the hospital, in a bed, on a monitor with an IV in your arm, making this labor happen fast on their schedule. That's what it's about. It's not really about you or your big baby. It's about getting on their schedule and making you be afraid enough to where you'll fall in line.